Hello and welcome to the 143rd episode of the Gochuucast. And today, I don't know, we're fighting for our lives. I can't lie. I spent
Right.
the
No, there was one big thing that happened this week.
Oh, I have. Yeah, okay, go ahead.
okay.
You
I
go
was gonna
first.
say I spent the entire week playing Red Dead Redemption 2 instead of watching anime. Besides, like some seasonals, so I've got nothing to share with the class for the most part. Besides,
The class. Nothing for show and tell.
I did
yeah,
watch seasonal, but also important. And I decided to wait till we're on the podcast to mention this to our third party. But Daniel and I are both aware that they announced the Miku movie coming to North America in
all
April.
right, that is a thing. I can't remember the last time I've like maybe in like the past year I played like 3 songs at most on the app.
It's
But
important.
I still have the game installed. I have a Kohane plushie on my shelf. So I will watch the movie at some point.
My proposal, spatula. We all go to Daniel's and watch the movie together.
When is it?
April.
Uh,
We were waiting for tickets to like actually post, but I think it was April 11th, if I remember correctly.
It was
let me
11th,
think.
yes.
Let me think.
Mid-April, we all traveled to Daniel and watched the Miku movie together.
Honestly, possible. It depends. Yeah, it depends on the date, but that's probably possible. I can try to make it happen. Yeah, unironically. Yeah,
That I'm in.
I'm not even joking. Yeah, that's.
I mean, I think it's like you might be a little farther than I am, but
Not
now,
I can manage because
but
I can like where I am currently, like heading back home. I can drive. So from like um I can make it work. I can make it work.
yeah. I was just gonna say we're both like somewhat equidistant from where
Yeah,
Daniel
yeah,
is.
yeah. Yeah,
There we go. Miku movie, potentially live. Gochuucast watch. I mean, not live. We're not podcasting in the theater. But
yeah,
Miku
yeah.
movie,
That'd be hype.
Gochuucast meetup sounds funny. We
Mhm.
record while we're there.
Yo, the live
all on
chat.
all
I
on Daniel's one mic.
just don't know
I
about
think
that.
I think I've been vetoed, but it's funny.
That would be funny. Uh, yeah. Okay, wait. So, hold on. So we don't have an actual date. We just know
We know
No, we
the
will confirm the
11th.
details.
it is actually the
We
11th.
don't have
Okay.
like ticket and time details or
Oh,
anything like
okay,
that.
right.
But
Yeah.
I don't
We
know
will
if it's gonna
confirm the
be
details
for
later.
one day or if it's gonna be like I don't know. Because Look
Yeah,
Back was here for like 2 days, so
Right, and I guess it depends on like where they're showing it, right? But
it definitely
yeah,
depends
that was
where they're
yeah.
showing it.
The where's a big thing for sure.
But I decided it was better content to wait until we were on air to be like, all right, Spat, let's go to Daniel and watch the movie together.
yeah.
I already
No, that's
made this
good. That's
joke to
good. I like
Daniel.
that. Dude, I'm down. I'm
I'm
down.
down. I
Yeah.
would do it. It sounds
Yeah.
funny. Plus, like, I have no one here that would go to the fucking Miku movie with me,
Me neither.
and while I'm not against going to anime movies alone,
No,
I
it'd be fun.
feel like the
The
Project
Miku
Sekai
movie would be a
Miku
weird
who
one to
can't
go
sing
alone
movie
to.
might be a tough one to go alone
You
to.
walk in there, it's just a bunch of like 16, 17-year-olds, and you're like, oh fuck, it's not my
Yeah,
audience.
Don't worry about it.
I probably would be able to find someone to go with me, but I had the funny thought of like, you know what? I haven't seen Daniel in like a year and a half.
True.
We make it a random meetup for like a day, 2 days,
Yeah. I'm down.
and we watch the movie.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that was one of two things I bring to the table today, but that was the more interesting one, mostly because I binge watched all of the episodes I was saving for Ave Buchka because episode 7 had a really good ending point for like a binge. So it was like, okay, I can watch all those episodes and then I'll be at like a really good spot. for like continuing, because that was definitely one of those shows I wanted to save to watch a couple episodes in an afternoon. It is once again just like MyGo, peak fiction. We love our angsty anime girls make a band anime. They always hit. This one actually, like we knew that this was essentially a sequel to MyGo. Like it's marketed as a sequel to MyGo, right?
It's a
Even
different
though,
group from MyGo, right? Or what was it? Like you mentioned
yes.
it before.
So MyGo and Ave Musica are two different groups. However, the connection between them is a band called Krychek, which
Okay.
consisted of five of the girls who are kind of mixed between the groups now. This old band disbanded, and there's a lot of drama behind that. 3 of them went on to make MyGo, and 2 of them ended up making Ave Musica.
Okay.
And there's a lot behind that, which is the kind of the core of both shows is just kind of everything from stemming from that breakup, and then like the ones who were ended up making MyGo, then like reforming and kind of like getting to almost like reform their friendships, I guess, and stuff like that, and then having Musica, a similar thing. So the first half of Ave Musica has a ton of Krychek stuff connected to it. It's a lot of like resolving those 5 characters.
Okay. So it is related essentially. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To the point, episode 7 came out, and they had the Krychek girls come on to First Take, or the First Take. I think it's technically like the is important. Which the First Take is basically just it's a Japanese YouTube channel that just brings on various music artists and is like, come do a song in one take, right? That's like the whole gimmick.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Which they come in, they perform the one take song, whatever it is, and that's the video, right? It's really fun. They've had a lot of like really high profile stuff, but I think this is the first time a Bandori group has been on it. I could be wrong. I probably am wrong, honestly. I don't
I feel like I've
remember.
seen. I can't remember.
I
Yeah.
don't remember having a
Yeah.
Bandori group on it though.
Yeah. They've had some like I guess I don't know what you call them, like not idol groups, but like whatever Bandori is, like you know what I mean, like
Yeah.
they're represented by characters, but like they're
No, I'm
actually real
looking.
people.
I'm
Yeah, I
looking
don't
up
know
for
what
some
they.
confirmation. I believe this is the first time a Bandori group's been on the First Take.
Okay, that's kind of
Um,
cool.
and what was
Yeah.
interesting, and they kind of kept it a secret for marketing, right? But
Hmm.
for the longest time, everyone thought it was going to be MyGo on the First Take. But what it ended up being was it ended up being Krychek,
Hmm.
the
Yeah.
uh, the band that there you have the video right there. The band that doesn't really exist within Bandori, but is also like a super central story
Right.
to
Right. That's
both of
cool,
these
actually.
other 2 bands, right? And the song they did is like the song from they've had some fun people on there. It's like the song
I had to
from
look that.
it had a really the song had a really important moment in MyGo, and then of course in Ave Musica the song came up again and had a very very important role in the story there. So it was peak, and now it's there's another like 5 or 6 episodes of the season that'll I surely be resolving everything else that we have to deal with from this point. But it was very good. Episode 7 There's a couple episodes that were phenomenal while I was watching, but episode 7 was a really satisfying episode to watch after having watched all of My Go and gotten to watch all of the Avi Mujica stuff that's out and just seeing how all of those kind of like lingering plots and everything came together.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. I mean, the like, yeah. No, I'm still looking at the first take, trying to figure out if there were any other things. But I mean, other than
I
that,
mean, there weren't. I looked. I
yeah.
can confirm there wasn't a Bandori. I mean, they've had like a lot of different stuff, right?
Oh yeah, so much. Yeah, I know. Like,
I know Kita from Poacher the Rock was on there recently. The Kita
oh,
voice actor or voice
okay, yeah,
actress.
cool. The idol group that you saw that I think I linked to you that like a while back, the concert. Forgot the name of the idol group at in Houston. What was their name again? The concert you went to?
Oh yeah.
Anime convention?
I don't
Yeah,
remember.
they
I'm
had
terrible with
something.
names. I'm terrible with names. I'm not surprised that they were on there.
Yeah, and then
Um,
like some other artists like Yosobi and some others. Yeah, yeah, that channel's cool though. They have a lot of stuff.
they've had a couple times where they had Kisoku Band come on.
Yeah,
But do they actually have the full? Who do they have come on when they do that? Oh yeah, it is just. Oh no, they have a band.
well, yeah, but
Is
they
this
have that
just
in
a
all of the
stand-in
videos.
band?
It's just
Yeah.
yeah, it's just Kita's voice.
Well, I don't actually. The thing is, I don't actually know the. I guess I don't really know, like for Bocchi the Rock in particular. Um, we don't particularly know, or I don't know the musicians that
Yeah,
are
I don't
actually
know.
behind the
I don't think
songs,
it's them
right?
though. I think the first take has their
No,
like
no, no.
own.
It's
Yeah, yeah,
it looks like it's they just have
yeah. Some
it doesn't
insane.
even look like they have musicians playing when I go through this. It looks like they just have fucking stock footage at times of someone pretending to play the instruments, which is actually really funny. Um I mean maybe they're playing the instruments, but this does not look convincing
Yeah, I know
at
in
all.
some of the earlier videos they had them, but yeah.
I mean, obviously if you can have the actual musicians come on, but I was just kind of curious because I didn't know if the actual musicians behind Kisoku Band were even
Yeah, probably.
known. Um, I mean, someone knows probably, but I don't know if like the general public knows who
Mhm.
they are because they don't really need to necessarily. But that's obviously a different case than like Krychik, for example, where all of the whole Bandori thing is that especially all the new bands, not every Bandori band features voice actresses that can play their respective instruments, but several of the first ones do, and pretty much all of the new ones kind of just continue with, well, if we're gonna get people to do this anyway, we might as well get people that can then go on to do live performances, right?
Mhm.
So obviously with like the Krychik song that came out, um, they're just playing their instruments as they would.
Yeah. Um. Okay. Uh, I have some. It's like peripheral news, but my freaking 200. I think it was $200 freaking rare and play just got shipped. So I'm excited because
I
I forgot when I
forgot that
I
you
ordered it
got
completely
that.
several
forgot you
months ago,
got
right? It was
that.
like pre-order
I
Literally
did
had
not
a
remember that
whole
you got
episode
that.
title thumbnail
oh,
dedicated to the fact that he
for the
got that
Fear and Mimic
on the podcast
plushie.
live, and
So
I just forgot about it.
cool.
That's so
And
funny.
then so I guess like for seasonals, I guess if you guys want to talk about, I mean, I know Daniel mentioned he didn't watch much except, well, you mentioned you caught up with some of the seasonals, right? Or caught up or kept up with
I've
some of
only
the.
watched
I
my
assume you
seasonal
watched
general.
ReZero.
Yeah, of course.
Oh shit, am I muted? Or I ducked. Oh, one
Uh
second.
oh.
Hello.
Hello?
Oh, sorry. I think I couldn't hear you guys for a second.
Yeah, I think while I was talking, you kept talking, and I'm like,
I'm
oh
so
boy.
sorry. I'm
No,
so
no,
sorry.
no, it's fine. Anyway, I did hear what
Go ahead.
I did watch ReZero, yes. That's like,
Yes.
there's like 3 shows I tend to watch on the day of, and that's like ReZero, Flower and Asura, and Medalist. Usually I'll watch like as they would drop.
Yeah, I think I was behind on Medalist last time, but I caught up. I watched episode 5. 5 was the most recent one.
6 is the most recent.
Oh, wait. Did I watch 6? Oh, no, yeah, I did watch. Did I watch 6? 6 was the
6
one when...
was the backstory for the coach,
Yeah, okay, yeah, I did watch that. Yep. Okay, I
which
did.
was an interesting episode. Because that was it was mostly anime original technically. Like the general details of his backstory were all the same for the most part, but there was some cut content they repurposed. It was like they pieced together some cut content that they had from before and just made it into like a new episode, kind of, is I guess how I'd put it. Like his backstory would have been more explained in like chapter 1, but obviously in episode
Oh,
1 they have to get through like, here's coach, here's student, boom. Now they're a pair together or whatever. And so I guess they didn't really, have time to keep his backstory, and so it got shifted over to here, which was one of
Yeah,
my
they did like the
concerns.
bear. Yeah.
I was like, all right, they cut his backstory. How are we getting this shit back in here? Because I don't know how we we need to introduce these characters because they're going to appear later, and it's like a big part of him. And so I think it was a pretty well crafted episode, all things considered.
I liked it. Yeah, because one thing I was thinking about was like you mentioned in some of the previous episodes, they kind of cut some stuff from that was in the manga for like characters' backstories. So was curious um whether they did that for this one, but
Yeah, I'm
yeah,
glad
I
to
like
see that show back up.
it. For sure. Yeah, I'm one thing I noticed was like I think when I was watching episode 5, um, I'm starting to finally get used to the 3D animation of the skating now that I've watched more of it, and
The episode 5 was like stellar in terms of
yeah,
especially Hikaru's performance. Like even knowing
yeah,
it's 3D, and honestly, it doesn't like feel 3D for her,
no, and
especially.
yeah, yeah, and I think like one thing that kind of helps, I guess, it's like something I thought about is like the skating rink is like oval shaped, right? Like it is kind of like round, so the way they like rotate the camera like kind of makes a little bit more sense in the context of like what goes on in skating, right? You're skating around the rink and you're spinning and stuff like that. So
Right.
yeah, it works, and I'm getting used to it. It's yeah, I really liked episode 5, like the animation and stuff, with everything there. So it was one highlight for sure.
I will watch it soon.
Oh, great! Now you're the one who are like alternating.
Well, it's mostly I was gonna watch it last night, and then I
Yeah,
saw that there was another episode coming out on Saturday, so I was like, well, I might as well wait and watch both, right?
yeah, that's fair.
Which is also a common trap I like to get myself in. So we'll
Yeah,
we'll see if that succeeds or fails. But it is definitely one of those things that if I notice something's gonna air in a day or two, I'll usually be like, I can wait.
I downloaded a couple episodes to watch on my plane ride yesterday, so that's what I got to do. But yeah, um, ReZero. Trying to think. I liked it. Um, I don't know. It's just I don't know. Was there anything that like stood out to you, Daniel, when you watched it? But like,
Production
I liked
quality
it.
went pretty hard. I'm assuming you've watched 9 and 10.
Yeah, yeah. I guess I keep thinking about it in the context of like restarted, so I'm thinking of episode 1 and 2. But yes, 9 and 10. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, the production quality would be like the main thing
yeah,
that stood out.
yeah.
It's definitely, it's not like ever gonna ReZero will never have like a fucking JJK solo level in like the monkey action type of show level of animation, but it's still definitely the best ReZero's looked, especially on like an action front.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I mean, I don't have too much to say other than I think they are doing a good job, and I am happy that they are doing that. So
Yeah. Yeah. And I think like the fact that the animation and everything is so good is like perfect for what's going on in the story right now because it's a lot more action focused than um, a lot of the
yeah,
previous arcs, I guess. So picked a good time
apparently
to wrap it up.
episode 10 was in production for like a year and a half or some shit. So
What?
they put a lot into that one.
Like that's just like a fun thing to hear. Even it's probably not honestly that abnormal, but it's still like from just like a normal person hearing that. That's like a fun, just like
Yeah, I guess.
they were cooking it that long, you know.
Yeah, because you can stretch. I mean, I guess you could stretch the definition of like in production, right? 'Cause it could have been like initial, you know, sketching your
I mean, I
story.
also
Yeah.
think like yeah, there's different degrees to it, but I
Well, yeah,
assume like a
pre-production tends to like come way before
yeah.
Mhm.
like the actual I don't know the specifics of the production obviously, but I would assume they mentioned they've worked on it for how X amount of time, because obviously pre-production takes a while for most anime anyway. Um, that's usually like half the fight is getting like script, getting all the staff together, shit like that. So like I would assume they didn't count that into the production uh pipeline, because I would, especially because
I also imagine there's just certain episodes that like because I think it depends on studios, I'm sure too. But I think it's too easy with stuff like that to think that everything's being made linearly as well. Um, I'm sure a lot of bigger episodes, like that's probably more normal than we would think. That just like
Yeah.
some of the bigger episodes just spend a lot of extra time.
yeah, obviously, so they're the priorities. Obviously, you want to spend more time on them. I was gonna say the pre-production probably doesn't factor into it because we had the break, and I don't think the break was not like initially planned, and so they were
Yeah,
probably in pre-production for a while, and then we had season or part one airing, then we had the break, and now we're back. So I just don't feel like I feel like pre-production probably started a long time ago, especially because according to reliable sources, Arc 6 is now they're like kind of like working in the pre-production phase for that or something. Well, not no, they're producing it in some capacity. I don't know exactly what phase they're in, but they are beginning work on that, which apparently is now going to be. Initially, they were going to say it was all season 3, but now they're going to say it's season 4. So that probably won't come out in 2025, but
probably not.
we'll get it much quicker than all the other ReZero sequels. So that's cool. I'm much more content with waiting a year than waiting 4 years. So
Yep.
I'd say that's pretty fair.
I do kind of
I think
worry
like
for what season 5 and beyond will be like though, because I don't. That's gonna be a lot. I don't know how they're gonna do that, but or if
what
they'll
do you
do
think
that.
is like so obviously there are weird exceptions with certain shows that just like come out really fast or like never come out again. What do you think is probably like the ideal wait time for I mean we obviously
Zero
don't know how
0 days.
long
0 days.
is yes, but like 2 to 3 years. I feel like if something has like another season come out in less than a year, then I'm kind of skeptical about the quality, right? It
I
could be
mean,
good,
It
but
depends
it's
because a lot of it comes down to the planning. Like there was, I forget who it was exactly, but an animator or director, someone in the industry had said done an interview and they said, I think it was someone for Wit Studio who worked on Spy Family, but they had said like I wish we could go back to making like longer seasons, but because people want more now, like it's much more difficult. We don't have time to the way the current anime industry is they don't have time to sit and plan for years to develop like longer shows, and so they just have to be like, okay, boom, here you go, and then like wait a little bit, and then boom, here you go again, and they just have to like spoon feed shows
But
now
that's like
instead of.
yeah, that's like a little bit of my point too, though, right? Is like we just get spoon fed a lot of stuff, and so a lot of stuff comes out that feels like, oh, maybe it should have cooked for another half year or something like that, right? Not to pick anything out in particular, but that's why in my head I'm like, I wonder what like the ideal amount of time should be.
I don't know, because the difficult thing is people suck, and so like if something takes too long to come out, they're like, well, it took forever to come out. But then if it comes out half baked, they're like, fuck, we would have waited another year. Like, no, you wouldn't have. Like, you would have waited another year, and you've been mad that it took so long, even if it was good. Like, there's
Yeah,
just no pleasing everyone, and so yeah, I don't feel like I don't know. The ideal for the anime industry at this point would be to cut the fat, aka stop making slop into anime, and then the talent won't be as like. That's like one of the biggest problems in the anime right now is that the talent is like like it's unevenly distributed, I guess. Or it's spread too thin, rather, would be a better way of putting it. Because there's so much shit coming out, but then there's not enough talent to keep up with it because it pays like dog shit, and the work life is awful. Um, and while I guess like more animators are going to be from around the world at this point, and because of the popularity of anime gaining, like more, there will be more foreigners working on anime at some point. Uh, but realistically, I think at some point the anime market needs to like reset to a point where we're not producing 10 different isekai per season that like 5 people are gonna watch. Like we don't need some of these series to exist.
I think what's funny is part of the problem there is also people do watch that stuff,
Yeah,
right?
like not. I mean,
Um,
technically people do. No one. It's not. They're not like. Okay, let's get
I mean, I
Suzuki
think
for
some of those
example.
things are probably more popular in like Japan than we think.
I
Not all
just.
of it, but I
I
definitely
think
think there are
there's some
probably
very
some.
obvious. There's a reason most of these never get season twos. Like we take a look at this season alone. Let me just scroll down a little bit. Um, fucking. I'm looking for a very obviously shitty isekai. There are a bunch of them this season. Uh, I mean, like Promise of Wizard. I can't imagine is doing too hot. Regardless, has a 54% on AniList. It's pretty impressive. I can't lie. Um,
It's a
Magic
little impressive.
Magic Maker from Studio Dean probably not doing too hot. I don't even know what the fuck this one is. What is this? The daily life of a middle-aged online shopper in another world. You cannot tell me
Oh
people
my
are watching
god.
this. No one is watching this, dude. If
Bro,
you
everyone's watching that.
if you murder this show and you take the talent that worked on it and you put them literally anywhere else, like it just makes someone's life easier. Yeah, I don't know. The talent in anime industry is spread too thin, working on too much dog shit in order. Yeah, I don't know. I think at some point, like not to say that like bad things just don't like deserve to ever see the screen, but like if the industry is in this position, it serves to think that you would want to have more focus on things that are actually worth your time. I don't know, but I don't know. That's where we are. Yeah, I mean, you cannot tell me that possibly the greatest alchemist of all time is like actually worth making. They can't be making money off of this. No one is buying this novel, surely.
That is one of the interesting things is how I wonder like the business behind a lot of those too. How much does it cost comparatively to make like
Slop.
yeah, to make slop versus
What
like
is the cost of slop?
yeah, but like it's true, right? Cuz that could actually be kind of interesting.
I mean,
Cuz
sure,
it's
obviously
like
it's gonna cost less to make slop than it'll cost to make something like solo leveling, but like,
oh, of course. But like how
and
much
what is the
less?
return? Yeah, as well. Like,
Yeah,
I
What's
don't
the
know.
ROI, bro?
because
Uh,
I feel like what it probably is is they probably about break even, but it's just stuff to like keep people working because I assume there's a lot of risk and a lot of just like biding time until you can get some of the big names, right? Because I gotta imagine that's just like a bidding war at some point.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, that's a good question though. Like, what does it cost? Like, I mean, yeah, I just don't know who watches that stuff. I mean, I'm sure there's a market, otherwise they
I
wouldn't
mean,
be making
there's
them. But
definitely a market because I go on Twitter and I see people gassing up the fucking "Married to the Girl I Hate" in my class, and I'm like, how does anyone enjoy this shit? I watch it, I just curl up in a ball and die for the entire duration, and it's like it's not as bad as some of the things I'm watching this season, but it's just so like offensively mid, to like at
Yeah.
best, and so I just there's always
Well, it's
a
funny is that
market for
one's
things,
like
but.
fairly popular compared to
Yeah, like on
like
the
a
pop,
lot of
like
the
for
stuff
this
we're talking about
season,
too.
like if we just go to the winter 2025, like it's more popular than this is the sixth most popular thing on any list this season. That's insane. Why the fuck are so many people watching this? You could be watching Peak instead. And the medalist is like way down there. Flower and Ostra even lower. This shit's gas, and people are watching "I'm Married to the Girl I Hate" in my class. They just want to hear this character yell for 20 minutes straight. I don't know. There's like nothing this anime does to the point where it should be as popular as it is. Like the characters suck. The like animation is what you'd expect from Gunnar Slop. Like, like I don't know. I don't see the vision. Maybe I'm the crazy one.
no, I don't think so.
I mean, I agree. That's just why it like that stuff like that's interesting to me because it's just like a studio. What the fuck?
I
Studio
was gonna say
Gokumi?
there's
What do
better
they do?
romances you can watch this season, but there's honestly not a
Oh,
lot of
they've done a
romance.
few things. Okay, they've cooked. Well,
Like,
cooked might be a strong word. They've definitely done some anime.
which studio are you looking at? The
Um,
AX Sis?
Gokumi.
Oh, okay.
I haven't looked at the AXs.
They
I'll
seem
look at that
more like
next.
a support kind of studio, if I had to
Seems
guess.
like these two work together on a decent amount of stuff. But yeah, I think AXs is like the Gokumi has some things. They had Stardust Telepath.
Yes, but for every Stardust
They have a
telepath,
few
there's a
other
Married to the
things.
Girl. Dude, fucking Dreaming Boy is a realist there in 2023, the one to the right of the vending machine. Dog shit. This gotta be the same team that worked on the on fucking. Maybe not the same team, but I don't know. That one was like actually dog water, like terrible. Production quality was not good, and fucking just the actual content was also like
They
unbearable.
did some decent stuff in the past too. Like you go back a couple years. The Surgery Children,
Yeah, those were shorts,
Yuki
so
Yuna. Yuki Yuna is a hero.
I don't think
I actually don't know if that's any good or not,
they haven't
but
put
I know people
together
like it.
like a proper banger. I would say like the closest thing to a banger would be they have a technically a classic, the
The
Kinuro yeah,
Kinmoza,
yeah,
yeah,
they have that. I mean, that's iconic, not in the way that you would hope for as a studio, but I mean it's there.
yeah. That's I didn't even know for I only found out within the last year where the fucking Aya girl, Karen, where she's from. I just would always see the emojis and everything and be like, "Yep, that's an anime girl that exists somewhere."
Yeah, but I don't know. It is difficult to tell what's actually popular in Japan. Like Medalist is huge in Japan, I'm pretty sure, but like in the West, fucking Dogwater, Hulu, and Disney don't fucking. There's literally not a single trailer with English subs. They do not promote that shit at all, and so it just festers on the site and hopes for people to watch it.
I wish, and maybe there is, and we just don't know about it. I wish there was like a like how we can pull up AnyList and look up popularity on AnyList. I wish there was like a good source that I knew of at least that I could see like, oh, most popular Japan.
They have
Yeah, you need
rankings on like certain
Japan
sites,
AnyList.
but it's difficult to say like.
It's the same as this, right? Like, how accurate is this really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
for the
well,
West.
let's see.
Not really, but it's like
It's also like
for the
what,
AnyList users, this
yeah,
is
which people who watch these shows are going to go on, like, yeah, it's a whole, like, yeah.
Okay, apparently Animate Time, let's see, Winter 2025 What to Watch survey, and they asked Japanese viewers, I think, is what this is. So let's
Oh
see what
baby,
the Japanese viewers chose. When was
straight
this?
from the source.
This was posted, oh, this is December 5th. Okay, so this isn't really what's popular right now, it's more what they were
this is
looking
what they're
forward
looking
to.
the most forward to,
Yeah,
which
so,
is still interesting, but
yeah, so number 1 was Apothecary Season 2, unsurprising. My Happy Marriage Season 2, Doctor Stone Season 4, Sakamoto Days, Toilet Bound Hanako Season 2, Solo Leveling Season 2, 100 Girlfriend Season 2, Honey Lemon
I wish
Soda,
stuff like this didn't include season 2s and
Guild
continuing.
Receptionist, and Married to the Girl I Hate in My Class.
So there you go. Guild Receptionist
That's...
being that high on there is funny and also hype.
Wait, I found it. Okay, I think I found a more recent one. Uh, let's see. Let's see, Nico's top 10 list based on total numbers of views and hits amassed by each series posted episodes and live broadcast. At the moment, the nation's #1 series is Medalist. In second place is Zenshu. In third and fourth place,
Denshu?
Momentary Lily is in third place.
Holy,
Go Ahead Cinema. And Sakamoto Days is in fourth.
What are they cooking?
Let's see. Medalist 1, Zenshu 2, Momentary Lily 3, Sakamoto Days 4, Apothecary Diaries Season 2 5, Medica is Impervious to My Charms 6, Married to a Girl I Hate in My Class 7, Fell in Love with an Okinawan Girl is 8, Living with an Otaku Neat Kunoichi is 9, and Amaku MD is 10.
Something feels wrong here.
Yeah, I mean,
Not just because it's all mid, right?
whoa,
Well, it's not all mid, but
past a certain point, it's all mid.
there's a lot of mid on there, starting with Zenshu, but that's beside the point. I feel like it's odd to not have like. Once again, I already said I did say I wish lists like this didn't include season 2s, but I'm also like I feel like there's a lot of continuing seasons that are just not on there for fucking like Okitsura. Like you're telling me
I mean,
I
this
fell in love with an Okinawan girl is more popular than the long-awaited season 2 of Hanako-kun.
I mean, this is like literally alright. So Niku Nico, a major Japan-based video service. This is like
Hmm.
This is like actual data they are looking at. It's not like they're just
I mean
asking
that's
random
fair.
people.
That's fair. That's fair.
It's odd,
But
but no, I mean,
that's why I said I feel like something's wrong here. Not I think they're just saying shit, right?
don't get me
Because
wrong. I
that's
have
where
no
I'm like,
idea
I would
how.
like to know how and what stats it is.
Yeah, I don't know. But
That's fair. That was just a really weird,
it's
weird
definitely
list.
not what I was expecting on there. Um, but that's how it is. So yeah, I don't know what to say there.
Yeah, fair enough. I wonder. I do kind of want to know what metrics and what methods they're using there.
Well,
yeah, we
they're
need to do an
a
entire
Japanese
analysis.
video service, so I would assume they have a lot of just information about the actual
Sure,
show.
but
It
what
said
does that mean?
they said they were ranking it based on total views on the services they're on and the live broadcast.
Do they have access to every service?
I have no fucking
So
clue.
like, my first thought when I hear you say something like that, and I think about it, right? I might be misunderstanding what you mean when you say video service, but that makes me think of like Netflix putting out a thing,
Yeah, I
right?
have no idea.
Like
It's
the most
just
popular Netflix shows, and then it's like, oh, they only have the data on the shows that they have,
it's
right?
based on the total number of views and hits amassed by each series, posted episodes, and live broadcasts. I don't know what that means specifically, but that's what I have.
Yes. I wonder if it is specific to that service, or maybe it's just maybe those are just the top 10 most popular series this season in Japan. I find some of that hard to believe,
I
but
mean, believe me, by no means would I don't know. It's just because I mean I do look at this. I'm like Zenshu, maybe 'cause I'll let it pass. Momentary Lily, dude. Who? Why is this number? There's no way this is number 3. There's no way Momentary Lily is number 3.
everyone's in for the titties.
They saw the jiggle physics, bro.
Gooners,
The
man.
no hands.
You can't beat Gooners. Should have known.
It's peak, bro. It's peak. It's peak Gooner slop, as some might say.
I mean, I'll catch up to it soon. I'll let you know how peak
Oh
Gooner.
God.
How is it peak
Spare
slop?
us the sound effects, bro. I don't need to hear that again.
Makes me sad that Ave Mujica is below Momentary Lily in the popularity this season.
Well, I mean that's niche
Not that it
anyway.
matters or means anything because all of the Bandoris are niche. Although, a surprisingly large amount of people did watch Mygo. Like it didn't escape its like bubble, but there was a lot more people who watched Mygo than like any previous Bandori. So
Let's see. Anime Corner put out their custom top 10 list, so now I'm putting that together. Which is going to be a little difficult because I actually don't, past a certain point, I don't know what I actually care about this season. Like, I put in my top 6, and I'm kind of, like, done. Like, I guess you can put Blue Box in
how
there.
many things am I actually watching this season? 13 if I was caught up on everything.
How many of those have you not started, out of curiosity?
1, 2, 3.
Let's see, what do I put as number 10?
Because I haven't started Terrario Utility yet. Because I wanted to watch that with Mars. And we've been fighting for our lives just to keep up with Danmachi and Blue Box. I haven't started 100 Girlfriends yet because I want to binge it. And I haven't started the I Have a Crush at Work because I don't know if I'm going to watch it. But it's still on there because I'm like, maybe. I've seen stuff from it and it looks cute. How's it being received? 72 average? Okay, people seem to like it. I mean, 72 is not crazy, but like Flower and Ashura is 71 at its peak, so.
True.
As long as it's not showing me like 50%, then
Yeah,
it's, to
people
me,
have
that's like,
gone
okay.
absolute crack to be giving Flower and Oscar like a 50.
No, I know, but that's what I'm saying. Like, if I was thinking about watching this show and then I clicked it and the average score said 53, then I'd probably be like, okay, it's cooked and take it off, right?
Right. So I have a problem. On my top 10 list, I've gotten to number 10, and I don't really like anything that's left. So I don't know what I should put here. The two shows that I don't think I'd be repulsed putting on there would be like, I guess either Doctor Stone, or it'd be 3 shows: Doctor Stone, Sakamoto Days, or Honey Lemon Soda. Maybe My Happy Marriage. I like, but I don't know. My Happy Marriage kind of like, I don't want to say sucks, but I can't remember the last time we really focused on the marriage, and I'm kind of done with
Is that where we're
politics.
at in it? I see.
Yeah, we're just at like the point where it's like the world, the politics, the drama, and I'm like, I don't care about any of this.
It's like the types of things that you either are really interested in or don't want to hear at all. because you want to get to the other stuff that you like.
Yeah, I'm not interested
Because
in.
sometimes stuff like that can be interesting.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm fine with shows doing whatever. Like, okay. I'm fine with shows not sticking to a specific identity. Um, Attack on Titan had politics in it, and I thought those were generally well done. Um,
Yeah.
They also were very built too,
yeah, like
which helped a lot
these
with
are
that
like
example, right?
very basic. Like, I don't give a fuck. I literally don't care. It's basically the government versus demons who are also like aided by like a fucking shadow organization of like cartoon evil people, and I'm like, I just don't care. Like, I'm here for my happy marriage, not if Cinderella had powers that she didn't know she had, like type of thing, and it was suddenly important. I don't know. Because early My Happy Marriage focused a lot more on their relationship, and then towards the end of the season, politics started to get involved a little more. And I was like, okay, whatever. This is the climax. I'll let it pass. But this season has been like almost solely focused on the political and like plot heavy side. I'm like, I don't like these two characters do not stand in a room with each other for more than like 5 seconds at a time per episode, and it's frustrating that the character relationship I want to see just does not exist basically this season,
Hmm.
and I don't know when it's gonna grow out of that. And then Honey Lemon Soda, I've caught up to it today. It's getting better. I don't know if I'd say I like it yet. It's like more like it's like went from like I hate this to it's mid, and I can accept that. Um, Doctor Stone is Doctor Stone. I might just put that at 10. And then Sakamoto Days, I still I don't really care for it. It's it's I will defend it from the fact that I think people on Twitter are stupid for bitching about its animation quality, but
I've continued to see more and more of people bitching about the
they're like, "Oh
animation
my
quality.
god, it doesn't look exactly like this crazy panel." It's like, "No shit, stupid." Like it's
Not my manga.
it doesn't look exactly like the manga. And I'm like, "Well, go read the fucking manga if you want the manga." The reason this is the way it
It's like
is
you can't
because
be 101. It's unrealistic.
it's literally this is one is a moving picture and the other is a still frame.
Yeah, the examples they use are not fair to like animation, right? Um, at least the ones I've seen, I always see, and it's kind of like a little bit an eye roll because it's like, well, yeah, it doesn't look the same,
Yeah,
but
for
like
like 3 frames,
it
do
can't.
you want them to have like a
Yeah,
super insane piece of art and then immediately move away from it and it's a jarring? Like, no, like they're gonna make some panels look not as cold, like, or I don't know, less aura. I don't fucking know. I mean, it's just like one of those things. Like people ignore it more for solo leveling because the animation's insane, but obviously solo leveling, the art in the anime doesn't look anywhere near as cool as art in the manhwa, but the fucking that's the point. Like, if you have the art of the manhwa in animation form, like you're taking 10 million years to complete that production because it's gonna be so
it's so
difficult.
expensive too,
Yeah,
probably.
expensive as shit, hard as fuck to draw, and that's why they have much more simplified designs in like everything. There's not a single. This is why I'm willing. Like, obviously, like Medalist, the anime doesn't even fucking compare to the manga, and I'm still enjoying myself. I'm willing to concede that it is not physically possible for the. While I wish it maybe looked a little more faithful, I guess, to the original source. Like if the designs were a bit sharper, I understand that like I'm not gonna get the manga experience in the fucking anime because the
Yes.
manga is the manga experience for a reason because it's meant to be drawn in that capacity. But anime has to move. It's got to go for 20 minutes, and I'm just happy to have movement from this series. It's not stiff as a board, and I can live with that. But then
There's
Sakamoto,
also
yeah,
yeah.
go ahead.
there's just also a degree of like, and this is something I think that the Western audience doesn't experience as much for obvious reasons. But like most people who, a lot of like Japanese audience that watches the animes have also probably read the mangas, right? So
Right.
it's not,
Like if you
and
watch a
I feel like,
reaction, then the people
yeah,
reacting aren't gonna be like, "Oh, they fucked up that panel." The people reacting to are like, "Oh, that was a decent action sequence." Like, I don't know.
yeah, like I feel like it's not important from everything I've seen and heard. It's not important to the Japanese audience that they're experiencing the manga animated, right? It's more important that it's like a good adaptation, right? But also that there are different things that can be shown and experienced in like an animated format that you can't get from like a manga, right? So to me, if anything, it's about having a different experience when you watch the anime than when you watch the manga.
I feel like I'm reliving the exact same thing I experienced when I was a kid and we had Harry Potter movies coming out. Like it's exact same like oh, it's not like the book, you know? It's like it's the exact same thing. But I guess manga is a little bit different obviously because it has art itself, but yeah, it's just I think it's just for me like I mean, it's kind of hard for me to say too because it's like there haven't been many if any shows where I've like read the manga and then watched the anime. I just usually just watch the anime, but it's like I just don't have expectations, I guess. It's like I don't expect the anime to be exactly the same as the manga. Like again, I experienced that as a kid, like watching Harry Potter. Like I just at some point I just learned like the movie is just gonna be different from the book, and that's fine. I can just appreciate it on its own. So I don't know. It just feels natural to me, but yeah, I understand why some people are like that, I guess.
I just feel like there's like a different experience to look forward to, right? Like the Sakamoto days. One of the big scenes that everyone keeps talking about is this panel where guy with a gun looks super cool
Yeah,
holding his
that's
gun in a
exactly what I
specific
was thinking
scene.
about. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm.
and then the cut to the anime and it's just the guy holding his gun like a normal, and it just looks normal, and it's like, yeah, that art's not going to translate to animation, and that's fine. But like the reason why you want to watch the animation of Sakamoto Days, for example, is to see some of like the random fight sequences or stuff be animated. And so like to me that specific complaint always feels weird because I'm like, this is not what you're coming to anime for. When people complain about the action sequences not being solo leveling quality, then it's like, okay, I kind of eye roll, but fair enough, I guess, right? Because you're there for the action sequences. But some of the stuff they complain about just feel really silly to me because it's not really something that you should be asking for from the anime. It's just something that you can get from the manga already.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah. I remember. I mean, stuff like this is always like if you go back to it was Attack on Titan season 4. There's the famous or iconic like fucking shot of Aaron flipping his jacket on, shirtless, sunset
Mm-hmm.
in the
Yeah.
back, and people thought it looked a little awkward. I guess in the anime, it looked more than fine, but people wanted it like to look a specific way. I think they might have had it like better looking in the they had like a pre-animated trailer that
Uh,
had like a much better look to it, but it looked fine in the anime. Um,
there's certain things that are also
speak
really
for
hard to capture in like motion and also like colored animation.
yeah,
Um, than like a lot of mangas in black and white, and there's a lot more details, especially because like manga artists are very talented, right? As well. So it's like there's a lot more details that can be drawn in a lot of those instances that are much harder to show with something that is animated and in color and moving.
yeah,
I would almost say it's not worth it in a lot of those cases. Like the Aaron scene, for example, you're talking about. Could they have probably done more to make it look better? I'm sure, but like, at what point is it too cost and time effective to just like do it well, but in anime style, instead of trying to just recreate the manga panel for 5 frames?
Yeah, it's just no. Bitches be expecting too much. I've said this like a billion times. Every time we talk about Sakamoto days, I think I say this, but just like go watch another anime. Like go watch your second anime, and you'll realize that like it's
This
go
is
watch your
fine.
second genre, and you'll realize that what you have, like comparatively, is good. So
It was crazy to me, people posting the action scene from episode 1 as if it was bad.
yeah,
And
some
I
people are like,
watched through the whole
oh well.
scene and I was like, it's fine. Like there's nothing wrong with this.
Some people are like, oh well, actually, there's some specific artistic choices in here. It's like, okay, look, comparatively, there's probably shit you can nitpick in there about the animation. It's not like it's fucking JJK level, but it's like generally fluid mode.
It was fluid, it did some cool camera stuff.
Fluid in
Like,
regards to the fact that the action is like moving, and it's not like the fucking anime lines like the camera shaking on the still image to like project motion when they're not, it's too much to animate that frame. Like none of that shit happens in Sakamoto Days. You could be getting fucking still images for action, but you have movement, and bitches should be appreciative of that. It can always be worse. Just remember that whenever you have okay to decent animation and you want more, just know you could have less instead and be happy. I don't know. It's just it's frustrating how spoiled people are by the popular shit. And so when something doesn't get the super adaptation, it's like I understand wanting the best for a series you like. Like I would have loved for Medalist to have been in the hands of some, Medalist on Ufotable, obviously. Give it to them. But that's not everyone can get a Ufotable anime adaptation. So it's just how the cookie crumbles.
I wish. What's other than Demon Slayers? What's the last thing Ufotable did?
They've like only recently really done Fate and Demon Slayer, I think. They might have had like another movie in there somewhere. I don't remember. Hold on.
That's why I just like had the thought, because I was like, obviously they
Yeah,
put a
no,
lot
they
into
since
Demon Slayer. And
2019, they have only done Demon Slayer and Fate. So,
oh right, they're in theory working on the
yeah,
Genshin.
the Genshin.
I forgot about that.
Dude, God knows when that's gonna come out. Apparently, I feel like I've heard people say like it's supposed to be like really big, but I don't know.
Bro, when the fuck is Witch on the Holy Night coming out? Release it! It's not a Fate, but it's a Nasuverse. Yeah, you're right. They've just literally Demon Slayer until Heaven's Feel. If you're scrolling down, the Heaven's Feel and Demon Slayer. Fates. Tales of Zestria the X. More Fates.
It's free votable. Free, let them do other shit.
No, don't free Ufotable.
They always
I
get like
want my Fates and my Nasuverse.
they keep getting trapped in these long ass projects.
It does feel like they have a lot of these, because surely, like, they're just fully focused right now on like doing all of the Demon Slayer movies,
Yeah,
right?
like think about it.
And then they have like a couple of their other projects.
They're just shitting out Fates, and then one day they're like, finally, we can make something different, and they make a Demon Slayer, and then they get another banger, and they're like, fuck, come on. Now they're stuck doing the entirety of Demon Slayer. they're gonna keep making like Nasuverse and Fate stuff, and it's just like
It's just funny because we haven't even gotten like Nasuverse and Fate stuff from them because they have to shit out Demon Slayers now.
Yeah, and apparently Genshin's gonna be like a long-term project, I believe, for them.
Yeah,
So
I
it's
read
like,
that on there.
yeah, I feel like I
It's
saw
like,
some.
what does that mean?
I think it's supposed to just be big, and I don't know what that means, but they announced this a while ago. I feel like when the fuck
They
did
announced it years ago,
literally
and
years ago.
I mean, Genshin's still popular, probably, but it almost feels like
I mean, not even
they're
probably.
only.
It simply is extremely popular.
Yeah, I just don't keep up with it.
Yeah.
I don't know how popular it is, still is, but I would assume it's still crazy popular. But it's like it just almost feels like by the time they actually get around to it, um, it's gonna be done. Like the people will still be playing it, but like the general public's gonna be on to everything else or new things, which is somewhat true. But there is a lot of Genshin players, but it's like, when is it releasing? 2027, 2028? You know, by that point, who knows how many Genshin players there still are. I just want.
Haven't they all moved on to like what are the other ones? Wuthering Waves or whatever? I don't know.
I mean,
What's the
Hoyoverse
company
just
Mihoyo or whatever?
yeah
Don't they like make a new game like every
they
year?
just shit. Not even like it. They shit out like a new game every 5 seconds. I don't understand. I don't know how people keep up with these.
Yeah. I just want another. I want them to start making Fate Grand Order movies again, but for Act 2 or the show. But Cloverworks did a lot of the Grand Order stuff, so it's less of waiting for Ufotable. I would love if Ufotable was like, yeah, we'll do Act 2 of the Fate stuff. It's been 4 years almost since the last Fate Grand Order thing. So it's probably like time-ish. Maybe maybe they're waiting for Ufotable to finish Demon Slayer. They'll be like, all right, come back, do some more Fates for us.
Back into the Fate dungeon.
Get your ass back in the Fate dungeon.
But yeah,
It'd be kind of fun to like. I know, like a year or two ago, we did anime that we would want to get another season, and I think most of the things we talked about probably haven't gotten another season, which is what's funny. I might revisit that episode sometime soon just to hear some of the stuff we talked about.
yeah, I can almost guarantee that nothing that we said probably got
I
another
know the
season.
things that I talked about did not get new seasons because I know I talked about shit like New Game and
I think New Game was
stuff
on
like
the
that.
what's it called?
I mean,
Let's.
New Game should have been on the new seasons. It wouldn't have been on the remastered episode.
Yeah, obviously it's not on the remastered. How fucking far do I have to scroll down for this shit? What episode is that? It's pretty early, I feel like.
I know I probably talked about Kekai Sensen because it ended like a year or so ago, year or two ago,
On the
and so
thumbnail, we had Nozaki, World End, Amagi Brilliant Park, New
Let's go.
Game. I put No Game No Life in the middle just because it's popular for not getting a season 2, but I could go without a No Game No Life season 2 to be
yeah.
honest. I'm not particularly entranced by that one. I feel like a lot of people lied on themselves about liking No Game No Life. I feel like it wasn't all that when I don't know. Like I said, I like the movie. I think No Game No Life is a very interesting premise, but I cannot imagine people sit through 12 episodes of those characters and be like, "Yep, this needs season 2."
I don't even remember if I made it through episode 1. I know I tried to watch it
There's
at one
like
point.
I don't know. Episode 1 is like, here is this child's underwear immediately, and then I just that is the breaking point for a lot of people, understandably.
I probably finished episode 1, but I don't remember. I remember them playing chess.
That was beyond episode 1 for sure. That was like multiple episodes in, maybe like 2 or 3. I think that might have been 3. I don't remember. It's been a minute. And it will continue
Yeah.
to be a minute because I'm never rewatching that, but, you know.
I don't know. There's a lot of fun. Like, New Game is finished. Been finished for 3.5 years. New Game actually ended, doxing myself, ended on my birthday. Worst birthday ever. Clearly. Kekai Sensen ended a couple years ago. Would love to see another Kekai Sensen season to maybe. I don't know. I just see all these things that are finished. Kekai Sensen. Never mind. Kekai Sensen ended. Let me see. 2022. Yeah, almost 3 years ago at this point. There's a part 3. Never mind. Kekai Sensen is not finished. What the hell? I didn't even know there was a part 3 yet. I mean, I guess that makes sense.
I was talking to you all about this earlier, but now that I'm like looking through, this is not anime related at all, but I'm looking at PCs for a friend, and the market has changed considerably in the 3 years since I've got mine, and it's kind of annoying. Like,
In
for a
terms
hundred,
of like price or
yeah, for like so for $100 less, like $50 less than what I paid for mine. Like mine has a 3060.
oh,
Uh,
like GPUs,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, like now you can get a 4060 GPU PC for 1,049. I
Yeah,
paid
I know the price has
1,200.
gone
I had
down a
my
little bit at least, yeah.
3060. Yeah, it's just it's insane. Clearly, I got a PC at the wrong time because I mean,
Yeah,
fucking
I mean, I'm not too up to date with everything, but I know it like peaked like I was considering getting one a few years ago, and I know everyone was like, "Oh, you shouldn't get it because like prices are like insanely high. Just wait for them to drop a little bit." Seems like that's what's happened. So yeah,
yeah. At this point, the 40 series seems pretty affordable overall, and they have the 50 series now, but apparently that's like not exactly too great. So I don't know what's going on with that, but
It's also just nice because like technology advanced at a point where we're we're at a point where you can get reasonably affordable stuff that can run essentially anything, right?
yeah, like this PC I'm looking at, the 1049, really the only downsides to it is it probably has less RAM than you'd want, but like RAM is like one of the easiest things to like just plug and
you
play
just
into a
download more
PC.
RAM, bro.
Yeah, just download more RAM. Yeah.
Sorry, those two
But
easy.
like I feel like my PC probably had this as well, but the difference is I had an older PC that I took spare parts from. So I had like an extra 16 gigs of RAM that I could slap into my PC and boom, now I have 32 or whatever.
Yeah.
Um, it only has a terabyte of SSD storage, which isn't like the end of the world, but obviously you'd probably want like a bit more on there. But um, generally, I mean, yeah, it's just this is like a pretty fairly better PC than mine overall, and it's even cheaper, and it's only been a few years, and it's kind of insane. But I'm content with what I have, and if I need to upgrade, then I can do that. But I wonder
I just built mine, so
what a 4060 is going for these days. $300 on Amazon.
sounds about
Or
right.
well, I mean 374 rather, so basically 400, but pretty sure they're really big too. I wonder if that even like fit in mine, to be honest.
That was the issue I had looking at graphics cards was to be fair, I have space, but there are definitely some that get bulky.
Yeah, it looks like there's a smaller one here, but it's more expensive. Oh, this sounds actually kind of cheap. This one's $319. I don't know how I have to like I don't even know what the fucking difference between these are. Like why is this almost $100 more? But technology moment. Yeah, I don't think I need. I mean, I don't need to upgrade anytime soon. That's the nice thing about PCs. You spend a fuck ton of money at once, and then you don't really have to fuck with it for a while.
Yeah. I yeah. Mine just got built, which is great. So I don't have to think about upgrading for a bit. I do think I probably will try to kind of keep up with upgrading stuff over time. Whereas my last one was custom build, but I just kind of left it for 10 years. And it was like, oh, okay, it's chill.
Yeah, like I'm talking to my friends, and they're like, I send the one that's like $1,000 or whatever. I'm like, yes, I mean this like pretty good price point. I mean you have a better PC than mine for less money.
Less than what you
The,
spent.
the the only
Yeah.
thing you'd have to upgrade, like I had I had storage and RAM for my previous PC that I didn't sell, so I got to upgrade that for free a little bit. But basically, that's like the only downside is you have like decent RAM and like you only have one storage component. But other than that, like this is pretty good. And the immediate response I get is, yeah, like 400 FPS on fucking Overwatch must be dog shit. I'm like, okay. And
I've been
that's
thinking about buying a PC for so long and just never got around to it because I'm just using my like this laptop and I don't play that many like games that are like, so I'm okay with what I got currently.
yeah. I've been playing through Red Dead 2, and I'm able to play that at maximum graphics with no
That's good.
issues at all. And my PC is technically out of date at this point by 2 whole graphics card series. So
Yeah.
we're at a point where it's like increasing the like I don't know. There hasn't been like
Or
such a,
power creep.
yeah, power creep in card in video
I'm always scared of that, but
GPUs.
like yeah.
Yeah, we haven't gotten to that point yet, so
Yeah.
we're chilling. But yeah, the fact that we're talking about GPUs in the on
Wait,
the anime
I've one
podcast.
anime thing related thing that I never got to mention. Well,
Yeah,
it's not that significant, but yeah, I mentioned it last week, but I'm trying to catch up on Apothecary Diaries. So I should finish season 1 by next week. I've been watching a few episodes, watched a few this week, so I'm excited to finish it. It's been good. Mao Mao is a goat. That's all.
what episode are you on?
Like 15?
Okay, okay. All right. That'll be the end of this episode, though. If you enjoyed, remember to like, comment, subscribe, rate 5 stars, all that good stuff, whatever platform you're on. If you're on the audio only side of thing, you like go to the YouTube, is the Order an Anime podcast. We're the only one. Same thing for YouTube to audio only, is the Order an Anime podcast. Can't possibly miss us every Saturday, 3 p.m. EST without fail, except for when we do, there will be a new episode out for you to enjoy. So once again, thank you for listening, and we will hope to see you in another episode. Bye.